What's up, veterans? Are you like me, feeling frustrated from being denied a VA disability benefit, or you got a low ball approval, or you was granted 10-20% all the way up to 70% when you knew you should have been at 100? The reason why a lot of this stuff happens is because you really don't know the Title 38 CFR Part 4. What that is, that's the law that governs VA disability benefits. It's written by Congress, and it's regulated by Congress, and it's being executed or adjudicated by someone in a VA regional office that are looking at your evidence, not really looking at you, but looking at the evidence, the examinations, and making a determination for you and your family. If that's the case, doesn't it make sense to know the playbook before you play the game? Okay, the reason why I say that is because a lot of veterans are being lowballed. 8 out of 10 of them are being lowballed with 10-20% VA disability claims because they don't know the playbook. Now, if you're like me, I like to know the playbook before I get started in the game. Hi, my name is Junius Bennett. I'm a Navy veteran. I'm 100% permanent and total, and there's no better person that can teach you how to get a high value claim than somebody who's done it themselves, right? Okay, great. So once you understand that, the number one thing that you need to understand is that no matter what your service connection is right now, okay, if it's 20% or 30%, the way you're going to get an increase is by having new evidence by a non-VA doctor to go ahead and give you a medical nexus linking it back to your diagnosis in the military, okay? All right, so you got to have new evidence if you're trying to increase your claim. If you have never ever submitted a VA disability, that's called an original claim, so you still need evidence. But let's just go over through the 3 elements of service connection, because I'm going to be real quick and real short, and you'll be able to find more information on what I'm talking about in our free Facebook group. I'm going to have a link below the video or above the video so you can go ahead and join and gain access. Now, the 3 elements of service connection. You got to have a current diagnosis. I don't care if you got a diagnosis 3 years ago. It's null and void. You need it this year, in this year, right now, 2020, as of this video. All right? A new diagnosis from the VA or emergency room or a non-VA doctor appointment or emergency room visit to a non-VA doctor. So if you don't have a new diagnosis, you're not going to win your claim. Number 2, you got to have evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Say it with me. Evidence. You got to have evidence that it occurred in service. How do you do that? You got to submit VA Form 180, SF 180, to the personnel records. They have a personnel record center for every branch of service that they can send you out a free CD-ROM on your medical and dental records. You fill that out, fax it in, and then they send it back to your house, okay? Now you got your evidence. That's element number 2. Okay, now that you got your new diagnosis, you got your evidence that you were suffering from this information, or you might not even have any evidence, okay? I'm going to talk about that also in the group as well. Your 3rd element is you got to have a medical nexus, meaning that you got to have a medical link. You can't do it yourself because you're not trained in medically. You got to have an outside non-VA doctor to see you, examine your records, make the link by saying that it's highly likely on their letterhead against that doctor's license with rationale. What I mean by rationale, that doctor has said, this person, Junius Bennett, is suffering from sleep apnea because he had a broken nose. I see the broken nose in his service record. After reviewing that information, it's highly likely that he's having breathing issues. I see that he's been actively diagnosed with sleep apnea. I see that he has a CPAP machine, and it is highly likely that his broken nose from an assault is linked to his service record. Ladies and gentlemen, that medical nexus I'm talking about can make you thousands and thousands of dollars. Just that connection alone with a broken nose, sleep apnea, broken nose, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, okay, and a scar on my nose, netted over $14,000 in back pay for 12 months, okay? Over $1,100 in tax-free money. That was my first claim. My very first claim, they did a partial claim and gave me a 60% for 1131. So they did a partial, meaning that they want to decide on the other disabilities. I submitted 11 disabilities, all right? When they came back, they gave me 100% permanent total. So I got another back pay check for over $29,000. Guys, if you really want to understand VA law, you want to click the link below, link above this video to join our free Facebook group right away. I'll see you inside. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your service.